Welcome back, everyone. We're joined here in the studio by Magnus Carlsen, the world champion, who's just defeated Nepomniachtchi in the Armageddon game. Magnus, first thoughts?
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be enough. So, yeah, first thoughts, very happy, of course.
So, how was the classical game for you? How did you feel? What were your impressions about the opening choice?
I think it was a good choice. I've suffered quite a bit in this line, to be honest. So, yeah, in that sense, it was a good choice, and I decided to go for something solid, but black is always like a little bit worse.
Yeah, you had a game like this, right? So you were following.
Yeah, I had a blitz game, I think, but no rapid or classical. But yeah, I decided to play this, but black is generally a little.
Queen d1 is quite unpleasant, it seems, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's bishop a5 here, but I couldn't really recall what the.
Well, the bishops look a little dangerous.
The consequences are, yeah, it's like queen b1, queen g4 looks crazy, but maybe then I can go back to f5.
But you were not worried too much about this at this point?
No, I was like a little bit, but I mean, generally black is holding these positions. That's what I felt. But
do you think he played for a draw in this game, or he just wanted to be extremely careful?
No, I think he just wanted to play it relatively safe and have some chances to win. So I think in that way he succeeded. And I think he was certainly trying. And
what do you think about this bishop c4? Because this kind of surprising.
Yeah, it was surprising to me as well.
It seems like he's kind of giving up.
No, I didn't think so at all. Because he also in the game he gets control over the e-file, and I have to take.
But what about keeping the bishop and playing bishop d3, let's say?
Yeah, that was quite possible. He's going to play bishop c7 probably.
You don't think there are more chances for white keeping the bishop than giving up and just controlling the e-file?
It could be, but it was an interesting choice. Like it's not obvious. Mm-hmm. I mean, just keeping the bishop is the normal choice, but it's not obvious that his choice was any worse from like practical point of view. Because here I had to play kind of precise in order.
But you played very precise.
In order not to get seriously worse. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah. This h6 I thought was nice, giving the king some luft. Rook d8 and h4, and yeah, here I had to take care, because there are a lot of ways to mess it up a little bit, like bishop c7, for instance. I thought maybe queen e4, and then he can prepare g3 and bring the rook to e3, and it's actually gaining some squares. And I know from experience that Jan is unbelievably good in these positions where he has the safer king, queen and rook, and he can just create these little threats. So I had to be very careful. But yeah, I think king h7 was nice. Although I have to say it was a bit embarrassing that after queen h3 here, my intention was to go bishop c7, which I thought was very clever, with the idea of rook e7, rook e8. Mm-hmm. And I do think this works, but as Jan pointed out after the game, rook d4 would be even better.
Okay.
But yeah, otherwise, yeah, king h7. I think it's hard for him to put any pressure.
So actually, of king h7, the main idea was that after queen e4, you go queen g6, right? So
yeah.
To control the white squares.
Yeah. And then then there was queen e7, but I think bishop c3 and so on worked for black. So he went rook e2, and this queen c1 was very clever, but I don't think it's very good, because I have this important move rook d5.
It seemed that your last two moves by playing queen f5 and rook d5 was very powerful, controlling the 5th rank.
He said after the game that he missed this idea of rook d5, rook b5. But I had also missed f3 as a matter of fact, which made me, because I thought I was just doing very, very well, and then he had this idea of f3, rook e4. I sort of half panicked a little bit, and I really regretted that after I'd made the move. Like, I should have done something like h5 and then bishop c7. Like, I have such control of the central squares that my king is not really in danger, and the rook can possibly go over to b5 or even a5 sometimes. And I don't think I'm in danger here at all. So I was regretting this slightly after I'd made my move, but yeah, bishop b5 at the very least was quite safe because I'm forcing some bishop b6, c5, and then there's just too little, I think.
And we just see there, Magnus, that we do have a result. Alireza Firouzja has won, so you are confirmed as the champion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And I have to say, and that means that Alireza is second, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ends with four wins on the trot.
4 wins in a row. He's now in the top 10 for the first
now
time.
two streaks of 4 wins in the second half is pretty.
You punched him badly in the end game, and after that he said, "Okay, now I go for it."
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, to be honest, because he was. Not only was he not winning, but the game he won against Aryan was not impressive at all, and even in the games he was making a draw, he was generally worse. So that's an amazing turnaround, and it's the same as last year actually. That he had made the same score as I did in classical, but the Armageddon decided it.
Well, it's part of the game, seriously, in this tournament.
Yes, of course.
So it makes a huge difference. But with b5, you didn't risk anything.
No,
but you still feel that h5 was somehow better.
Yeah, I mean, in order to play for a win, maybe, because b5 is with bishop b6 and c5 to come is more of an attempt to make a draw. So I was briefly he offered a draw here, and I was briefly considering to play on with rook e5, but I don't think there was much. Yeah, queen e3 takes, queen e6 maybe.
It's hard to believe that it should be so good that.
Yeah, at least, but I thought at least
after bishop c5.
Bishop c5. This I wasn't so sure about. I take it.
Queen e5.
Take it, and I go queen e5. I suppose it's a draw, but he has to take a little care. a5. And
yeah, you want, or immediately b4, queen b2, c3.
Yeah, I should mention another line as well. If he'd taken with the queen in e4 instead of the pawn,
Sorry.
yeah,
That was
takes. Well, first of all, I think bishop a5 wins. But before I saw bishop a5, I was briefly considering a5. And there was this nice line with a3, b4, a b4,
a4,
a4, b5, c5. Yeah.
You also like to self-studies, I see.
Yeah, sure.
That's pretty nice. Did you feel that you had any potential winning chances if you, I mean, other than maybe this rook e5 line, if you just start with a5, just sit?
The thing is a5, a3, and if I cannot do anything, I mean, either I have to go for c5 and then it's very drawish, or rook e5, which is also drawish. So I didn't really see it.
Okay, so
maybe in this line his bishop is getting no, and then after queen e3 we could actually queen e4 we could actually transpose to this stupid line. Wow.
but can't you by the way take on queen e5?
Wow. Yeah, and the other line bishop was going to a3.
Yeah.
But here it's not. Yeah, maybe then he has to go
Bishop d8 you have, right?
Bishop d8, yeah, okay.
Showing off, guys.
But here Queen E6 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, A5, A3. It's like
Yeah, it's a very good inclusion.
Improves for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Okay. And what about the classical game?
Sorry,
There,
the Armageddon.
The Armageddon. Sorry. I mean, you didn't really have any problem.
I was
You know
just
what?
tired.
After D4, we were wondering from Bishop A6.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I
Was-
think.
was
Yeah,
this
it was
opening-
No, I was just not
focusing Queen D7.
I was not even seeing tactics at all in this game. I was tired, and I just
No blame for that.
yeah. And I think like he was kind of outplaying me at some point, and I was little bit worse. But I think with the bishops, you always have chances.
Yeah.
Was this opening something you'd looked at before?
No, I mean Alireza played it against me in the Banterblitz Cup actually. This bishop e3 thing, and I didn't take it seriously at all then, but it's actually a serious line. So usually white goes knight f3 instead of
Queen h5.
instead of taking on d5,
Okay.
and then d5. D4, knight e5, ed3 castles and so on. But yeah, queen h5 I thought was a bit nonsensical because you get typical like martial compensation, but with I think a bunch of extra tempi. And yeah, the fact that I was a little bit worse later in the game was not the position's fault. It was rather my fault. But anyway, I said it. So
Well, it was
I
an
don't care.
amazing performance where you, even though in the first rounds you were quite rusty, it seemed, but then something happened and you started to have your streak. What did you do? What was the magic point?
Well, I don't
Turning
think I
point.
was even rusty. I was just I was not getting anywhere. And I mean, it has to be said that the pairings were a lot better for me also in the last circuit. That I had three whites and black against Ariane, so that was quite favorable. But yeah, I don't know what happened in the first half. I didn't feel too differently. Frankly, I mean, I was just seriously running out of steam in the last few games. But it was enough. I think everybody was running on fumes at the end. So.
Yeah.
So this tournament as a whole, good feelings. Is there anything specific that you're going to take away and work on?
I think everything apart from. So what I would say is I worked really hard at the board during these games. So that part I'm very happy with. Everything else, you know, there are a lot of things to improve. It wasn't sparkling at all. But I think under the circumstances, I came away with absolutely everything I could have hoped for.
And what's next for you, Magnus? We know that it's only 2 months now till the World Championship. Playing a bit more, some training camps. What's the plan?
Yeah, I think that sums it up. So
Where are you playing next?
I'm playing in the European Club Cup. I'm traveling on Sunday.
Busy man.
Yeah, and then back for the tour finals, and after that the focus will be on training and the match.
Okay.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Great fight
Yeah.
and great play. Great champion. Good luck with your upcoming tournaments.
Thank you.
Congratulations.